So
That's all I got for you. Appreciate you, man.
appreciate you.
As John earlier was talking about, he's kind of known for having a gunslinger mentality, so showmanship. I know you guys haven't had official practice yet, but how have you kind of seen that from him, just player workouts?
Whenever we've been throwing, he has one of the best arms I've seen. The first thing I noticed about him was his touch, on the ball. And he was like, yeah, I'm working on bettering my touch. And I was like, what you mean? It's already there. So, he gets the ball there, but, it's soft in your hands, and, he has great touch.
What have you seen from Giovanni?
We're all new guys to the facility and stuff, and to Oklahoma, but, I feel like we've bonded well. We're competition, but at the same time, we're brothers. So we've only known each other for 2 months, but I feel like we have a great relationship already. I can't wait to go to war with those guys.
You're no stranger to the SEC, obviously. Those guys coming up from the FCS program. How do you see them comparing to some of the Southern receivers?
You can look at all the conferences and stuff, but it's like Giovanni, he played Arkansas, so he's played SEC teams, and at the end of the day, football is football. The speed of the SEC might be a little bit faster, but, they came here for a reason, so they're gonna transition well.
Does John remind you of anybody, just, like a quarterback you've played with or watched, in the NFL or anything?
The best quarterback I played with was Cade Klubnik, and so he reminds me a lot of him. They're both athletic guys. I would say Cade is faster, but, their arms, they're very similar. They're both going to zip it in, but, great touch, and soft in the hands whenever you're catching it.
And that was in the Army All-American game, right?
Yes, sir. And then I grew up playing with him, too.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
How would you explain just your game to people that maybe haven't seen you play?
I would say I'm going to take the top off on the offense, and I'm an explosive returner, both punt and kick return.
Is that something you want to do better?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What excited you most about just getting to be here and going getting through that process and be like, this is the place I want to be?
Just the legacy that Oklahoma has. I wanted to be in an explosive offense, an offense that really likes to throw the ball, and I feel like that's where I am. So, I'm excited to see what Coach Arbuckle has. We've already been putting in some really good stuff. So, I'm excited to see, what we haven't put in yet and see what the future holds.
What the relationship that you had with Emmett Jones, how much did that play into just coming to Oklahoma?
Say it again?
Emmett Jones, how much did your relationship with him play into coming to Oklahoma?
Whenever you talk to somebody on the phone, you don't really know their personality, but Coach Jones, the first call I had with him, he's the same person now. So, he's very passionate about what he does, and, every single day he's going to come with that fire. And, that's what you want in a coach. You want somebody that, that's going to ride for you, you're going to ride for them.
What's been your early impressions of this wide receiver room? There's been a lot of turnover, but how good can that group be?
We have a lot of new faces in the receiver room, and I feel like everybody has their own, unique qualities. I don't feel like we have two guys that are just, the same type of receiver. So I feel like I'm excited to see, exactly what everybody can do, coming with spring ball and stuff.
Have there been any guys, younger guys, that have maybe stood out to you?
In the receiver, just
receiver group, yeah.
I would say both the freshmen, Emmanuel Choice and then E.T., Elijah Thomas. So they're both really athletic guys. So once they get the little details and footwork and stuff down, they're going to be exceptional players.
I'm sure you've already been asked this, but just your impressions of John Mateer, what's it been like working with him and the way he throws the ball?
I'm very fortunate to, get the opportunity to play with him, and, I wanted to play with one of the top quarterbacks, and, I got that opportunity, and so I couldn't turn it down. But John, he's a gunslinger, he's a leader, but, he's also super athletic, and I feel like that's an underrated part of his game. Go look at how many yards he rushed for last year. He was throwing the ball, but he was also rushing. So, he's a balanced quarterback, and you're gonna feel him on all phases of the game.
How much easier does it make it when the quarterback's played in the system that you're learning? Does that help you learn the system as well when he learns it?
Whenever you're in a new system, you don't play as fast whenever you learn it. So, John's already learned it, so he's playing at a very high level. The other guys around him, we're still learning the offense, so, we're playing fast, but not as fast as he is. So it's great to have him, and, he's keeping everybody on the same page and stuff, and, he's the general out there, so, I'm excited to play with him.
You talked about him being the general, and the people that we've talked to have talked exclusively about just his, intensity towards you guys. Like if a mistake's made, like he's very quick to correct it. How has that been, this off season? As you said, somebody that does know the offense and just dealing with somebody that's that intense at the quarterback and that knows everything that's going on.
I mean, let's be real. Like we all know. Coaches on the hot seat, so we got to be on point and we got to ride for him, and so everybody knows that, and we want to perform to the highest ability. Last year, that wasn't the standard, and so whether we were a part of that or not, we got to give our best, and in the future we got to be better.
Does it feel like you guys have some sort of ownership in what's I guess like you said, the hot seat? Like, do you feel like there's an ownership in that with you guys right now? Like, what happens for the future?
I mean, we know that ultimately we're the ones that are out there, so it falls on us, and we got to ride for Coach Venables. So he's a great guy, and we all came here because of him. So we all got that extra drive in us.
All right, appreciate you, Isaiah.